It's fascinating to even think that there is life on other planets. And whether you believe UFOs exist or not, there have been many incidents of UFO sightings confirmed by radar. Number 4. The 1952 Washington sightings. From 12th till the 29th of July 1952, a series of sightings took place in Washington. One of the most publicized events took place on the 19th. On that evening, an air traffic controller at Washington National Airport detected 7 unidentified objects on his radar screen. His superior immediately verified that the instrumentation wasn't faulty. Moments later, a controller at another facility also confirmed the objects, but he also saw a bright orange light, while yet another controller confirmed an orange disc hovering above the airport. At that point, the radar scope lit up with even more objects, and the controllers found Andrews Air Force Base. Tracked by the Air Force, as well as the other radar center's fighter jets, was scrambled. Some fighters reported that they saw white glows or lights. One even engaged them, while others reported nothing unusual. The Air Force's false radar readings caused by a temperature inversion excuse failed to impress, as the objects were also seen by hundreds of eyewitnesses, and as such, speculation continues to this day. Number 3. Saucer Sam. In 1952, Flight Sergeant Roland Hughes was returning to his base from a training mission when a gleaming silver metallic disc started following him. The sergeant later described the disc to be shiny, highly reflective, and about the size of a Lancaster bomber. The disc descended towards him and even traveled alongside him before it sped off at an incredible speed. The object was caught by the RAF radars. The controllers confirmed that the object traveled at speeds impossible for any of the aircrafts of that time. 6 days later, Hughes was sent to West Germany to give his official account of what happened to senior RAF officers and the aviation minister. The minister was so convinced that he briefed civil servants on the matter. After the sighting, Hughes was nicknamed Saucer Sam, and his colleagues decorated his jet with a painted flying saucer. According to his family, Hughes never spoke about the incident unless he was asked to do so. Number 2. 1995 America West 564 sighting. On the evening of May 25, 1995, America West Flight 564 was flying at an altitude of about 39,000 feet close to Bovina, Texas. While observing lightning outside the plane, the attendant noticed a peculiar set of flickering lights a little bit below the plane. The first officer was alerted to the phenomena. He immediately saw the lights, which he described as 8 bright blue strobes. As the rest of the flight crew watched the flashing lights, they could describe the object as being cigar-shaped. The pilots estimated to be between 300 and 400 feet long. The object could not be seen on the FAA's radar. The following day, the controllers checked with NORAD and discovered that they tracked an unknown object the previous evening that appeared to be stationary but would accelerate and stop time and time again at high speeds. These quick sprints were estimated between 1,000 and 1,400 miles per hour. The object was also seen by a US Air Force pilot manning an EF-11A. To date, the incident remains unsolved. Number 1. Japan Airlines Flight 1628. On the 17th of November 1986, the entire crew of a Japanese cargo plane noticed 2 unidentified objects to their left in the air above Alaska. The 2 objects followed the cargo plane so closely that the crew at one stage even felt the warmth of the object's light on their faces. The first 2 objects dropped away when a third larger unidentified object arrived, at which point in time the pilots requested a change of course. The FAA noticed the objects on the radar and gave the crew a directive to evade the unidentified crafts, but even after making many distinct turns and dropping over 4,000 feet, the object continued to trail the cargo plane for 400 miles. On the 19th of November, the crew was interviewed by the FAA, who concluded that the crew was rational, normal, and professional. During the same year, the pilot was grounded and moved to a desk job after he confirmed the crew saw UFOs during a press interview. The unidentified object was also seen by a US Air Force jet on January the 30th, 1987. This is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for a brand new episode.